No, it's like how Charlemagne brought up the fact that Beyonce could move 300,000 units this day and age. If we remember back to 2012, 50 did 50,000 units with Animal Ambition.
There was a time when 50 and I were casual and cordial enough for us to be having a telephone conversation. And I don't know, I can't recall what sparked this line of conversation, but I can recall him telling me in reference to Interscope, the machine, him telling me this, like, look, B, we'll never go out and make no bullshit on purpose. But he was like, just in case we happen to shoot a dud, we're good. Because it's not about the content, it's about the machine. This is the education I was receiving from him as a student of the game and him being somebody that was more advanced. This is the education he was giving me when we had nothing but love and positivity early on. This is what I learned, that no matter, you see how far the range of quality of material when it comes to successful records. The shit you love the most and the shit you can't stand have equal opportunity to be successful. Some of the garbage has more of an opportunity. So what I'm trying to tell you is, from way behind the scenes, being established in the industry, I was told by a higher power, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, that it's less about the quality of our content and more about the establishment of our connection. And that's what anything is about. If you think about capitalism, America, industries, corporations, it's less about the quality of your actual product, as long as it's not just bullshit. After you have a decent product that's presentable, everything else after that is about networking, connections, promotion, marketing, and being aggressive in the actual arena where the competition exists.
Yeah, and Spider, it proved that 50 wasn't right because Before I Self Destruct would come out and do 160,000 units. You know what I mean? And let's be real. This album actually featured a single with R. Kelly, the guy that 50 had dissed many years prior. So the whole world was literally waiting for 50 Cent to rekindle that relationship after dissing him on the 8 Mile soundtrack.
This proves the point. The relationship with the distributor, I'll go personal and say Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, as well as Interscope. Remember, at one point he was Curtis Interscope Jackson. As when he was feeling the height of his success and his confidence, he included Interscope in his name to kind of represent why I'm on top. The reason why the success ceased was based on the fact he no longer possessed the confidence or the actual past to claim itself as Mr. Interscope. That's what happened. Just think about it. People like Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, Rihanna. Who did you just mention a collab with?
The Well, are you talking about Interscope artists?
No, you just mentioned a record that he did with someone in particular.
Damn.
Don't worry, it'll come to you. Look, just think about it. At his height, he placed Mary J. Blige alongside Hot Rod. What I'm trying to show you is he was standing next to, even to Snitch Nine Takuchi. He stood right next to the hottest artists available over and over again, right down to YG, Nipsey Hussle. He went all the way to the West Coast. When they began to pop, he was doing records with them. What I want to point out is he continued to do records with people who everything they dropped was hitting on radio. And as soon as they collab with him, the record went under the radar. From Rihanna to Chris Brown. What's the song he got? Who's the Man with him and Chris Brown? The shit hard. If you just go for, like,
I was
just
thinking on the Jeremiah record, the other one that he had. I think
is
he had
that
a record with Jeremiah that was actually all over the radio. I'm the Man didn't get as much play.
But I'm the Man is a record. If you have no personal dislike for anybody on the record, it's a record you can readily accept. It should work.
But it didn't.
It didn't work. He
He had
has
another one with Eminem and Adam Levine, My Life. It didn't work as well. You can blame it on SMS as much as you want, but these records where 50 was embracing the pop artist, they just didn't really work like that.
So what I'm pointing out is the reason for the lack of success has a lot to do with, if not everything to do with, his relationship with the higher ups, bro. To put it, blankly.
Loke, I didn't get to talk to you about this yesterday. Before I bring the guys back in, I want to ask you about the game actually dissing Eminem, the real Black Slim Shady, the Black Slim Shady. It dropped on his Drillmatic album. What do you think about that? 10 minutes.
I think that Doja, aka the rapper named the game, aka JC Taylor, aka the Bitch Boy, along with his manager Wacko No Honey, aka Cash Jones, the biggest queerdo clown on the internet, they've made their whole legacy and career based upon a name association and name dropping. They've never been able to express themselves as being anything worth paying attention to unless they can associate themselves with someone else. And I think that's just another extension of what Doja Game, the bitch boy, has been. He's been a name dropper. Even the name the game, for those that don't know, according to him, he was in a bad position. He listened to every hip hop album that he possibly could. And then after he listened to all the albums, he visualized everything he heard, and he thought about a motherfucking wrestler named the Game who was kind of marketed behind being a kind of adaptation of all the other greats, and he came up with the Game. So that's who you're dealing with. So I'm not surprised that here it is after you have raised grown children, grown men children, you feel comfortable not only running around doing drink champs interviews and complaining about or comparing which man has done the most for you in your life while your sons are watching. Your grown sons are watching you sum up your whole career and your whole existence about what man did the most for you. Kanye versus Dr. Dre. I'm not surprised here he is making that type of statement. I'm not surprised. It's just a pretty obvious description of his character. He corny as fuck. He's a game. Just think about it. As serious as real men are. And then when you think about hip hop, the worst thing you can be when it comes to seriousness in hip hop is whack or be a game. That's the and those he's a game, he's a joke. A game is a joke. And then when it comes to hip hop, the shit that we all love, even you my brother, fuck the race, every shit. Your understanding and tap in a hip hop made us brethren before we ever met.
I
Because
appreciate you.
yeah, just think about it though. You basically fall on the same side of issues I do based on your understanding of the culture. You didn't know me. You saw my journey. You saw how I applied myself. And the way you analyze things, you see them correctly. You know what I deserve versus, in the situation. So if
I
hip
see
hop,
some of your comments too, Loke, and I do appreciate you tapping
no,
in and you know what I mean, recognizing because not everybody's just going to tap in and say, "Yo, that's facts, Mikey T." But when somebody of your stature taps in, it shows people that not everybody has to fall back from giving somebody their flowers.
I want to share with you because at one point I watched one of your videos and the way you started off, your introduction, you were so casual. I thought you was about to clap for something that you actually clapped down. And you took me through a whole journey because you didn't just jump out there like anti what was against me. It was a subject related to me. I can't quite pinpoint it, but the way you introduced it, you spent about 10, 15 minutes just warming up what you was about to talk about. And you were so casual. I assumed you were about to agree with the position that it caused me to be intrigued. So I watched, like, man, what are you finna say? But
And
as you actually got into it, you took my side, and it was like, oh, whoa. And I grew an appreciation for what you do even more so than my previous association because it takes courage. A lot of people is trying to go on what's more popular, what, the more powerful voice is expressing. And when I saw you as a non-black, a neutral voice, having the courage to take a stand that was right versus popular, it was all respect, bro.
Yep. Sometimes you got to call things right down the middle. If there's something you like from one side, but you can call out things that you don't like from that side, and vice versa. But before I bring the guys in from the Queen's crew, I want to ask you one more question in regard to M and Game, unless we go on to speak about it further in another episode. Does Eminem respond to this track? Does he have to?
Of course not. If Eminem was comfortable being the guy that has gotten the crown as the GOAT, and he was comfortable saying he went through his whole career without mentioning should, bro, look how Jay-Z did Game. He has been the epitome of begging for attention and acknowledgement from the greats and not receiving it. If Eminem chose after he was not included in the Super Bowl to respond now, it would just devalue the whole brand of what Eminem has established up until this point. Doja is a bottom feeder that has always begged for more attention than he deserved and received.
All right, I'm about to put up Spider Loke's IG. I'm about to pin it in the chat for every, not your IG, your YouTube.
Either or, please do. I appreciate it. It don't matter. I was trying to say this too. When I was doing the name association thing, when it comes to hip hop, I was saying we are kindred based on our appreciation and our upbringing in the culture of hip hop. It causes us to cross cultures without clashing. Hip hop is our immediate medium of connection, and
Yeah,
we both
right,
know the worst thing associated with hip hop is anything whack. You feel me?
right.
It's equal. It's simple. That's like the kindergarten of it. 1 + 1 is 2.